माइक ऑन कीजिए। Yes. सही सर, अनम्यूट कीजिए सर।
या बोलिए।
Yes, fine. Madam भी
Okay.
आ गई, so we'll start the program. Professor sir will join later. Okay.
Okay,
Fine.
okay.
Yeah, with your permission, sir, we are starting the program.
Please go ahead.
Yes. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and a very good evening, dearest students of CSA LAWCET Academy. For those who are participating from different districts of Telangana, and some of them are from different states also. They are getting coaching from us, and they are writing the various entrances conducted by in their own states like Maharashtra and other states. It is our privilege that today we are going to celebrate Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's Jayanti. Actually supposed to conduct on 14th due to some other activities planned earlier. We could not do it, and today we are going to do it, and we got luckily eminent educationists, speakers, and the vast experience personalities in the field of law. We got to address you. It is our fortune and a privilege to have them. Madam Advocate Sofia Begum, and as well as Dr. Vinod Kumar sir is going to join us very shortly. So, with the permission of our President, Mr. Sayeeduddin, and the other Board of Directors, Mr. Kareem Irfan from Kuwait, we are going to start the program. And as per our agenda, let us start the program with the prayer song. Prayer song by Mrs. Nahida Begum, our senior wing, CSA LAWCET Academy senior wing student. Nahida, please switch on your mic and camera.
Assalam.
Yes, please go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, everyone. My name is Nahida Begum. I belongs to CSA Law Academy 2024. I am senior wing. Now I am going to present prayer for you. Ay Malik tere bande hum. Ay Malik tere bande hum. ऐसे हो हमारे करम. ऐ मालिक तेरे बंदे हम, ऐसे हो हमारे करम. नेकी पर और बदी से टले, ताकि हंसते हुए निकले दम. ऐ मालिक तेरे बंदे हम, बड़ा कमजोर है आदमी, अभी लाखों है इसमें कमी, पर जो खड़ा दयालु बड़ा तेरी पास थमी. दिया तूने हमें जब जन्म, तू ही झेले हमारे ये गम. नेकी पर और बदी से टले, ताकि हंसते हुए निकले दम. ऐ मालिक तेरे बंदे हम, जब जुल्मों का हो सामना, जब जुल्मों का हो सामना, तब तू ही हमें थामना. वो बुराई करे हम भलाई करे, वो बुराई करे हम भलाई करे, नहीं बदले वो कामना. बट उठे प्यार का हर कदम, और मीटे बैर का ये भरम. नेकी पर और बदी से टले, ताकि हंसते पे निकले दम, ऐ मालिक तेरे बंदे हम. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Other than these participants, we strictly already suggested you not to on your camera and mic. Don't switch on your camera and mic. Other than participants.
Hello. हाँ बशीर साहब. Hello. Hello. हाँ बशीर साहब. Your mic is off. Mic is mute.
No. That was the problem. So it was the feeling we got. Of course, we are not professional singers, but still she maintain the strategy. It was wonderful thing. And one more thing, sir. Today, 3 participants are there for vote of thanks and dua and the prayer song and all. These girls, not girls, they are women, in fact. All just I was taking audition, audio, video, and everything. And after I understood that all these women already they got a marriage and they are leading their lives with their children. Still, they have the patience towards the law profession. That is the greatness. One already we heard, Nahida Begum. Then again, another girl, Nasreen Begum, is there for dua, and Samreen Begum. She's also for vote of thanks. All these ladies are women. So that is hats off to their family members, particularly husbands, those who are understanding the value of education and encouraging them. अब इधर आपको तो मालूम है, एक माँ की जिम्मेदारी निभाना, एक पत्नी की जिम्मेदारी निभाना, बहू की जिम्मेदारी निभाना, इस तरह की कई चीजें होने के बावजूद भी वो अपनी ख्यालात को अपने हस्बैंड से शेयर करना, और हस्बैंड भी समझदार होने से, यस दिस इज good profession for you, even though you are a wife or mother, what it may be, you go ahead. So hats off to them. On behalf of CSA LAWCET Academy, we congratulate them and really we pray for their bright future and happy life. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, dearest students, as you know, CSA LAWCET, CSA Academy had started on 15th August 2020. The main motto of this, सही साहब आपका माइक ऑन है क्या? आवाज वहीं से आ रही थोड़े बहुत.
नहीं आने में कोई गड़बड़ नहीं है यहाँ पे. There is no problem.
या कहीं कर आवाज आ रही है इसलिए. अच्छा, ओके फाइन, लेट्स सी. यस, सो वी स्टार्टेड. यही मतलब था, मकसद यही था हमारा सीएसए लॉसेट सीएसए एकेडमी का, के टू स्प्रेड अवेयरनेस अमॉन्ग द यूथ, पर्टिकुलरली टूवर्ड्स यूपीएससी एग्जामिनेशंस. UPSC examinations. Why the students are not showing interest towards UPSC examinations? And keeping that in our mind, we conducted more than 300 seminars and webinars and motivated lakhs of students. You can see this year's result. There is a lot of progress. It was around 3.5. Now it crossed 4 point. Nearly good result is there. Good result is there. The credit goes to the students, those who are seriously taken their profession and given their valuable time and prepared them very well. And secondly, our board of directors, we have 2 persons here, Mr. Sayeeduddin, the founder, president, and as well as Mr. Kareem Irfan from USA. And he's also one of the board of directors. Like this, we have 5 members here. Mr. Afsar Fahim from Sudan, Mr. Abu Bakr from Saudi Arabia, Abdul Khadir Sahab, Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, and Saeed Sahab is there, and Kareem Irfan Sahab there. They thought that why, as per Sachar report, Madam knows better. 23% our Muslims are in jails, 25% beggars mafia, less than 3 or 4% showing interest towards UPSC examinations. So they focused, let us start this free coaching, LAWCET free coaching. So 3 years before we started this, Alhamdulillah, And we started in 2020, we started with only 2 students for a kind of information. And they got free seats. And now in their final LLB, Sultanul, they got free seats. After that, again, 68 students they passed. Again, later, we have taken only less because we are focusing on other journalism courses. 28 passed. And last year, 80 students they qualified. And this year, our target is minimum 100 students must pass LAWCET, and they should join in different law colleges at a free of cost, totally free of cost. So this is the thing. And on behalf of CSA LAWCET Academy, I welcome our founder president, Muhammad Sayeeduddin Sahab, Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Another board of director, Mr. Kareem Irfan Sahab from USA. And before taking much time, I invite now Muhammad Sayeeduddin Sahab, the founder president, for his opening remarks. And afterwards, I request Kareem Irfan Sahab also to address and bless our students for 2 minutes. Then we start the program with Dr. Sofia. Over to you, sir. Say, sir. Mike, sir. Mike on it.
Hello.
Yes,
Now
yes.
is okay? Okay.
Yes.
Dear LAWCET students, I'm very happy to address you today. At the outset, I congratulate all of you for taking up LAWCET coaching, because this is one of the best professions which people have not taken very serious note of it. Unfortunately, in our community, this profession is not encouraged. They discourage, in fact, because they say when a person becomes a lawyer, in our community, they say Shaitan said he has got a son. So this is something wrong, discouraging people to take up legal profession. While it is a most important profession, and today it is most important. In the days of independence struggle, people used to join lawyer and they used to become barristers and they used to fight our independence struggle. And after that, now the time has again come when the legal profession has become most important. And unfortunately, in our community, less than 1% are in the legal profession. So I tell you, you have taken a first step towards a very great success. And this is one of the profession where you can earn maximum amount of money, which is not available in any other profession, in my opinion, because in medicine, in engineering and all that, there is a limitations. But in this profession, you have unlimited scope to earn money, and sky is the limit for this, because you can take up very important cases and you can take a contract of that and take in a day, which people can earn in years together. So that way it is most important profession, and I congratulate you. And today I congratulate Mr. Basheer Saab and CSA for conducting this AMBEDKAR Jayanti, because Ambedkar, Baba Sahib Ambedkar is one of the, he's the father of our constitution, and he's, Dr. Bhim Rao Ramji Ambedkar, popularly known as Baba Sahib Ambedkar. He was a jurist, social reformer, and a politician. He is also known as father of Indian Constitution, a well-known politician and eminent jurist. His efforts to eradicate social evils like untouchability, caste restrictions were remarkable. Throughout his life, he fought for the rights of Dalits and also other socially backward classes. Ambedkar was appointed as the first law minister in the cabinet of Jawaharlal Nehru. He was posthumously awarded Bharat Ratna, India's highest civil award. So that way, he's the father of our constitution, and our constitution has got very important features, which is one of the largest constitution in the world. And it is classified, it is written, and it is like it is taken from many countries, but it has been compiled according to Indian needs, Indian conditions, and it is one of the best. It is acclaimed in the world over. And it is, it has got rigidity as well as flexibility. It proposes federal system for our unitary based parliamentary form of government, like that. There are so many features of our constitutions which are very fundamental, and fundamental rights are very well defined, and they have to be protected. And to protect these fundamental rights, we need legal profession who can notice the the deviation from constitution and to bring back the government to the right path. So in this regard, the legal profession is going to play a lot of. So you are charge bearers of justice. See, in any country, unless there is a justice, there cannot be peace. So to bring the peace, justice has to be prevailed. And to bring the peace, justice, the law profession is the best profession to do that. So I congratulate all of you for taking up this first step of joining the law set and becoming a lawyer and advocates. So I once again congratulate CSA for conducting this Jayanti of Bhimrao Ambedkar ji, and I wish that all of us take inspiration from the Constitution and implement this in spirit and word and spirit in our real life. Thank you very much. Mr. Basheer Saab, you can take forward. Basheer Saab. Hello. I think Basheer Saab is not there. Madam Sofia Saab, you are there, no? Madam Sofia?
Assalamu alaikum. Yes, I am here.
Yeah. Okay. I think Basheer Saab is, I think, not available at the moment.
Fine. Good
Basheer
evening,
Saab.
sir.
I think you are the next speaker.
I will start my topic because today what I have seen is we are not really late. We need to be punctual on time, especially the participants and the speakers too. My schedule was basically from 8 to 9, but now that Mr. Kumar is not coming late, so I agreed to come now. So, very good evening to all the people here, participants, especially candidates, students who want to write LAWCET and who want to do the courses. Especially I come here mostly to encourage and give motivational speeches whenever I get a little time. With great difficulty, I join here. So today I am on a topic of right to constitutional remedies. So I will confine this, and Mr. Gali Vinod Kumar sir will take up the other thing. Fine. So may I start now?
Please go ahead, madam.
Okay. Now today we are on right to constitutional remedies.
Before that, Madam Sofia, I request you to give your brief introduction of yourself because Basheer Saab is not here now. So I think
I am advocate, senior designate advocate, practicing at High Court and also Supreme Court simultaneously. I am mostly placed in Supreme Court. I have been government pleader here in Telangana High Court. For a period of 10 years, I have been on the side of government, and then I have been nominated as a board member. I have been a legal services authority member. I have been a joint secretary in the bar. Then I have got various other assignments. And later on, now I am, after my designation, I am placed at Supreme Court. So I have many other things, but me telling by myself would not be better, but by grace of Almighty, I believe in always having some fire in you and keep doing something or the other, because the very entire life is not sufficient for us. I think, am I clearly audible?
Yes, very much.
Yes,
okay.
Yes, madam,
So,
yes.
I am very much happy that all these people from various different age group are here as per Mr. Basheer. So it is very much appreciable that we keep doing something always until we are here. Let us do something. Let us keep learning. Each year you have to achieve something. If you plan and if you promise yourself like that, definitely you will achieve as many as things which you really cannot understand. So it's my personal experience that I don't stop myself. I keep doing something or the other, learning something or the other, because I know the entire life will not be sufficient. The life itself is a learning process. So let me start to...
Yes, let me start. Before that, let me introduce you. Without introduction, how can you start, ma'am?
I had to introduce myself, sir.
No. Yes. I will introduce. It's my duty. I will do that. Okay, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, and it's our fortune that Professor Gali Vinod Kumar sir just now he joined, even though he was addressing a huge gathering at Medina education institutions. As you know, he's a well-known person. He'll address various big rallies and this thing. And just now he came, and hope he's having his tea now. And after that, sir, relax, sir. Already I requested madam. Madam will start afterwards. You can continue the thing. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Sofia Begum. Dr. Sofia Begum, first of all, I want to say something without the script and all. When I met her, she's very bold lady, and having lot of love and affection towards the community, not only one particular community, as we have, CSA is also doing the same thing. 40% students, they belong to different communities here. Those who are hearing you, ma'am, those who are hearing you. And we encourage that also, particularly Mr. Kareem Irfan is there, and always he suggests that let's not focus on a particular community, but let's encourage the youth of India. So when I met you, and your hectic schedule always, चाहे वो शाम हो या दिन हो या दोपहर हो, as a team you will be moving here and there, the High Court and Supreme Court and other activities, lot of things you are there. But whenever I am requesting you, ma'am, you have to speak, particularly the girls. Here also you are having most of the students are women. And I request whenever, earlier also I used to request her, and she used to take some time to address the youth, particularly the girls. So she's having energetic lady, no doubt in it. And मुझे लगता है sir भी he is having a very good position in police department. CA है sir, मुझे लगता है. So sir, law and order. हाँ ma'am.
Additional DCP.
यस, एडिशनल डीसीपी हैं, तो लॉ एंड ऑर्डर साथ में लेके चलते हैं घर में, तो वो माहौल आपको दिखेगा. वेन एवर यू गो, सर विल बी बिजी इन हिज विथ क्लाइंट्स एंड ऑल, मैडम विल बी हैविंग हर ओन ऑफिस वर्क एंड ऑल. So it's like small university. And whenever I recommend, madam, this our law set student, she wants to join you, and she said, okay, no problem, let her join. She learned something. So ये मेरा personal opinion था when I talk. And the same tone she maintains, even though she is attending some case, whether it is High Court or Supreme Court, she speaks in the same way. Very touching and very humble, the pleasant personality. We are lucky people, madam, to have you today in our panel. Dr. Sofia Begum, advocate, High Court of Telangana and Supreme Court. She completed her BCom, LLB, LLM, PhD in law. Former government pleader of High Court. Former member, Legal Services Authority. Joint Secretary of TSFWL, Federation of Women's Lawyers. Telangana State Waqf Board member and Telangana State Waqf Board member. When we hear this, maximum will get the male faces. But this dynamic lady, madam, she is the first woman have been chosen for to become Waqf Board member. And she is the first woman as a member, ex-president of Rotary Club of Hyderabad and Mega City, that too. And she is holding various other assignments for the benefits of youth and bright India. It's our privilege, madam, to have you. And today's topic given to madam is Dr. Sofia Begum, Senior Advocate, Supreme Court of India, is right to constitutional remedies. Over to you, ma'am, please.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Let me say, significance of Article 32 of the Constitution of India, that is, right to constitutional remedies. One of the defining principles of common law is ubi jus ibi remedium. This maxim means where there is a right, there is a remedy. Where there is a right, there is a remedy. The right to a remedy has been acknowledged as a fundamental right in all legal systems historically. Under Article 32 of the Indian Constitution, every citizen of India has been given the right to seek constitutional remedy from the Supreme Court if they have been deprived of their fundamental rights. The Supreme Court is responsible for the administration of justice and also acts as the guardian of the Constitution and the protector of fundamental rights. It would be meaningless to grant fundamental rights, but now provide remedies for the enforcement of the rights if they are violated. This article discusses various aspects of Article 32, including historical and philosophical grounds, as well as the latest developments. The Indian Constitution in Part 3, Article 12 to 35 contains the fundamental rights. It is the Charter of Freedom of the Citizens of India. It is what the Magna Carta was. It contains the essential freedoms of the people of India. Article 32 is constitutional safeguard for these rights. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar had referred to it as the very soul of the Constitution and the very heart of it during the Constituent Assembly debates. H.M. Siravai, the learned senior advocate and jurist in his works, H.M. Siravai's Constitutional Law of India, noted that it is not surprising that the Constituent Assembly found in these writs the most effective means of enforcing a fundamental right. Siravai further noted that as long as these rights are not amended, the powers conferred by them cannot be taken away. Any such law would be void under Article 13. If an administrative action arbitrarily violates fundamental rights, the remedy can be sought by approaching the courts. Writ jurisdiction is conferred through Article 32 and Article 226 respectively upon the Supreme Court and High Courts. The right to constitutional remedy was considered by Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar as the heart and soul of the Constitution. M. Patanjali Shastri, the second CJI, opined that the Supreme Court should regard itself as the protector and guarantor of fundamental rights and should declare that it cannot, consistently with the responsibility laid upon it, refuse to entertain applications seeking protection. Justice Gajendra Gadkar, in the case of Premchand Garg versus Excise Commissioner, said, court has to play the role of a sentinel on the quay-wave, and it must always regard it as its solemn duty to protect the said fundamental rights zealously and vigilantly. In his judgment in the case of Bandhuwa Mukti Morcha versus Union of India and others, 1984, AIR 802, Justice P.N. Bhagwati highlighted the constitutional philosophy of the right to constitutional remedies. The Supreme Court would not be constrained to fold its hands in despair and plead its inability to help the citizen who has come before it for judicial redress, but would have the power to issue any direction, order, or writ. When we talk about the nature and scope of Article 32, writs are prerogative remedies. Article 32 is itself a fundamental right, and Supreme Court's jurisdiction under Article 32 is mandatory by nature and not discriminatory. It is not discretionary. Whereas the writ jurisdiction of high courts are discretionary and intrinsic for other purposes. The scope of Article 32 in comparison to Article 226 is limited. The Supreme Court can't be approached for any other legal right other than fundamental rights. An important feature of Article 32 is that it is not found alongside other articles that define the Supreme Court's general jurisdiction. That is Article 124 to 147. A palpable question arises: can writs be maintainable against a party that ceases to act as a private entity and takes up roles of public nature? In the case of the Board of Control for Cricket versus Cricket Association of Bihar, the Supreme Court examined the nature of public duties and functions, opening the BCCI as an organization performed clearly public functions, as the nature of functions and duties undertaken were inherently public. There are various 5 to 6 types of writs. 5 types of writs are there, which are provided under the Indian Constitution, which can be issued by the courts. That is Honorable Supreme Court and the High Court. That is writ of habeas corpus we speak about now. The writ of habeas corpus is issued in such cases by the courts when a person is detained illegally. The literal meaning of habeas corpus is you have the body. Providing a remedy against illegal detention is considered as most effective. By the writ of habeas corpus, the court can command to present before the court such a person who has been detained. The court asks to provide the grounds for detention, and failure to provide reasonable and valid grounds can lead to release immediately. Rules related to the writ of habeas corpus are: the applicant should be in the custody of another. Habeas corpus is filed by the detainee and the family members, but the court may allow such applications by strangers as well. The courts can take suo motu cognizance of information received from any source and act accordingly in the public interest. The writ cannot be successively made to different judges of the same court. Habeas corpus will apply if procedures as required by law are not followed in the arrests made by the police. Landmark judgments for this is in the landmark case of ADM Jabalpur versus Shivakant Shukla, also popularly known as the habeas corpus case. It was held right to not be unlawfully detained can be suspended even during an emergency. In the case of Kanu Sanyal versus District Magistrate, the Supreme Court held that the court can examine the legality of detention without requiring the person detained to be produced. In the case of Sheila Barse versus State of Maharashtra, while relaxing the traditional doctrine of locus standi, the Supreme Court allowed prayer on behalf of the detainee. In the case of Neela Bhati Behera versus State of Orissa, the Supreme Court acted on the concept of compensatory jurisprudence to award the petitioner rupees 1,50,000 as compensation. In the case of Bhim Singh versus State of Jammu and Kashmir, Rudul Shah versus State of Bihar, and in the case Sebastian Hongre versus UOI, it was held at the Supreme Court that in cases of violation of fundamental rights, it's necessary to compensate by way of exemplary cause. Supreme Court's recent observations on Article 32. The Supreme Court in Siddiq Kappan case of 2021 made an oral observation asking the petitioner's reasons for not approaching the High Court first. The same bench directed another petitioner to approach the High Court first. In a petition filed for relief of bail by P. Hemalata owing to the health conditions of her husband, the Supreme Court directed the Bombay High Court to hear the bail plea. The Supreme Court, in a contempt notice to the Assistant Secretary of the Maharashtra Legislative Assembly, expressly mentioned that the right to approach the Supreme Court is a fundamental right, and that there is no doubt that if a citizen of India is deterred in any case from approaching this court in exercise of his right under Article 32 of the Constitution of India, would amount to serious and direct interference in the administration of justice in the country. So the procedure, I need not say exactly. So the Supreme Court is made the protector and guarantor of fundamental rights. It is provided with power and controls to provide remedies if these rights are infringed upon by Article 32 of the Constitution. Dr. Ambedkar rightly heralded it as the heart and soul of the Constitution. From the above cited facts, it can be understood that the Article 32 stands for the equitable principle of natural justice. Furthermore, the writs allow public interest litigations to be recorded for the larger interest of the public. A people's constitution based on the principle of the welfare state must limit arbitrary use of power. The writs are one of the first essentials of the constitutional democracy. A palpable question arises: can writs be maintainable against a party that ceases to act as a private entity? That we have discussed. We will come now the habeas corpus writ. I have said now the writ of mandamus. The literal meaning of this is the second one I'm saying. I finished writ of habeas corpus. Now writ of mandamus. The literal meaning of the word mandamus is command. The writ of mandamus is issued for the rightful performance of mandatory and purely ministerial duties and is issued by superior court to a lower court or government officer to do an act or to abstain from doing an act. This order can also be given to an inferior tribunal, board, corporation, or any other type of administrative authority. This writ of mandamus can be issued on the following grounds. The right must be recognized by law. There must have been an infringement of the right of the petitioner. The petitioner must have demanded the performance duty, but there has been non-performance. There is an absence of an effective alternative remedy. The petitioner can show duty is owed to him by the authority and hasn't been performed. On the date of petition, the right must be subsisting. The writ of mandamus is not issued for an anticipatory injury. The courts can refuse to issue the writs in few cases, like when the right of the petitioner has lapsed, the duty has already been fulfilled against which the writ is sought to be issued. The writ of mandamus will not be granted against the president or the governor of a state. Writs cannot be issued against a private entity except where the state is involved with a private party. Now, for landmark judgments for mandamus are in the cases of Praga Tool Corporation versus C.V. Emanuel and Sohanlal versus Union of India. The Supreme Court held that the mandamus can lie against a private individual if he has colluded with a public authority. In the case of Rashid Ahmad versus Municipal Board, it was held that an alternative remedy can't be an absolute bar for issuing the writ. In S.P. Gupta versus Union of India, it was held that a writ of mandamus cannot be issued against the president. Likewise, in C.G. Govindan versus State of Gujarat, was refused against the governor. Then comes writ of prohibition. This writ is as old as common law. The writ of prohibition means to forbid or to prevent. It is only available during the pendency of the proceedings and is not an often issued writ. It is an extraordinary remedy by which a superior court can direct an inferior court or tribunal or a quasi-judicial body to stop them from deciding upon a case because of lack of jurisdiction. If the court or tribunal lacks jurisdiction and still adjudicates the case, it will be considered invalid because it will be in excess of sanction of law. The rigidity of writ has liberalized over time and may also be issued on grounds of the natural justice against anybody. The writ of prohibition can be issued on these grounds. The inferior court or tribunal has overstepped its jurisdiction. The court or tribunal is acting against natural justice, unconstitutionality of a statute, violation of fundamental rights. And for this, landmark judgments are in the case of East India Commercial Company Limited versus Collector of Customs. Writ was passed directing an inferior tribunal barring it from adjudicating on the ground that the proceeding was without or in excess of jurisdiction. In the case of Bridge Khandelwal versus India, 1975, Delhi High Court refused to issue a prohibition against the central government from its involvement in a boundary dispute with Sri Lanka, stating that there is no bar on the government from performing executive and administrative duties. In S. Govind Menon versus Union of India, 1967, it was held that a writ of prohibition can be issued in both circumstances of excess jurisdiction and absence of jurisdiction. Hari Vishnu versus Syed Ahmad Ishar, 1955. This case established a distinction between certiorari and prohibition writs. The writ of prohibition can only be filed during the pendency of proceedings. Now I come to writ of certiorari, which is a Latin word that means to certify. The writ of certiorari is correct in nature. Certiorari is a judicial order issued by the Supreme Court to an inferior court or quasi-judicial or any administrative body to transfer the court of records for their inspection and decide on the legality and validity. And if the decision is in contravention of the law, the purpose of this writ is also to take affirmative action. It's both of preventive and curative nature. The conditions necessary for the issue of the writ of certiorari are: the body or person has legal authority, the action must be affecting the rights of the people, having the duty to act judicially, the action must be in excess of their jurisdiction. Grounds for writ of certiorari should be error of jurisdiction, lack of jurisdiction, excess of jurisdiction, abuse of jurisdiction, error of law apparent on the face of the record, or violation of the principles of natural justice. Landmark judgments for writ of certiorari in the case of Naresh S. Mirajkar versus State of Maharashtra, the High Court held the judicial orders are open to correction by the writ of certiorari and the writ is not available against the High Court. In the case of T.C. Basappa versus T. Nagappa and another, it was held by the Constitution bench that a writ of certiorari can be granted when a court has acted either without jurisdiction or when it acts in excess of its given jurisdiction. In Suryadev Rai versus Ramchandra Rai and others, the Supreme Court has elucidated upon the meaning and scope of the writ. The court held that the certiorari is available against inferior courts and tribunals, but not against equal or any higher court. Then comes writ of quo warranto. Writ of quo warranto means by what authority? The writ of quo warranto inquires into the legality of the holder of a public office and their authority. The writ of quo warranto is a method to review the proceedings of the actions of administrative authorities who have been appointed to public office. If it is held that the office holder has no valid title, then the writ of quo warranto is issued to oust the officer holder. Equally, it also protects anybody holding a public office from being deprived of their legal right. This writ can also be filed by who is not the aggrieved person. Conditions for writ of quo warranto to be issued are: has been wrongfully assumed, the office was created by a statute or by the Constitution itself, the duties which arise from this office are public in nature, the term of the office should be of permanent nature and it shouldn't be terminable by any person or authority's pleasure. The person against whom the writ is to be issued should be in possession of the office. And the landmark judgments about writ of quo warranto are in the cases of Niranjan Kumar Goenka versus the University of Bihar, Muzaffarpur. The court observed that the writ of quo warranto cannot be issued against such a person who is not holding a public office. In the case of Jamalpur, Arya Samaj Sabha versus Dr. D. Rama, an application for the writ of quo warranto was refused because it was not a public office. In the case of H.S. Verma versus T.N. Singh, the writ of quo warranto was refused and CM, the right to appoint a non-member of 6 months was found valid under Article 164(4). And whenever the Supreme Court refuses the remedies, the right to move to Supreme Court is a fundamental right under Article 32 whenever there is an infringement of the rights. The Supreme Court has a duty to protect and guard the fundamental rights guaranteed by the Constitution. However, there are some conditions under which the Supreme Court may refuse to grant the remedy. Res judicata. Res judicata is applicable on a writ petition filed under Article 32. However, habeas corpus is an exception to this principle, but it can't be filed on the same facts more than once. Inordinate delay in filing petition. The court may refuse to grant relief when there is an inordinate delay in filing the petition without reasonable explanations. Malicious petition. If a petition is malicious and if it is so found out, it may be liable to be dismissed. Misrepresentation or suppression of the material facts. The petition can be dismissed at any stage if the petitioner is found to have a misrepresentation of material facts. Existence of adequate alternative remedy. The existence of an alternative remedy is not an absolute rule of law, and there can be valid exceptions. Now, the difference between Article 32 and Article 226. Article 32 is a fundamental right in itself. In comparison, Article 226 is a constitutional right that gives the High Courts discretionary powers. Article 226 clearly states that the High Court's effectiveness is throughout the territories in alliance to which it exercises jurisdiction. To issue to any person or authority, including in appropriate cases, any government within those territories, directions, orders, or writs. The scope of Article 226 is broader than Article 32, as legal rights other than fundamentals can also be enforced through it. So the Article 226 has a wide scope compared to Article 32. Then comes amendment of Article 32 under Article 368. Article 32 cannot be amended as it is a part of the basic structure of the Constitution. In Keshavananda Bharati versus State of Kerala, the Supreme Court established the doctrine of basic structure and stated that the basic can't be amended. In L. Chandrakumar versus Union of India and others, the bench declared Article 32 was an integral part of basic structure. Hence, Article 368 does not apply to Article 32. If it is arbitrarily amended, it will be subject to judicial review and will be rendered null and void. Article 32A was inserted in the Constitution by the 42nd Amendment in 1976. Article 32A barred reviewing of state laws unless constitutional validity of central laws was also an issue. Subsequently, Article 32A after the end of emergency. Then comes, after these writs, public interest litigation under Article 32. Citizens can file a public interest litigation in the interest of public welfare in the Supreme Court under Article 32. Bill under Article 32 can also be taken upon suo motu by the court itself. Bill cases do not have to be cases where the rights have been violated personally. Public interest litigations give power to the public to approach the courts for remedies through judicial activism. The petition filed by the petitioner filed in the public interest must be backed by satisfactory facts and grounds, else it may be considered frivolous. The rules of locus standi in cases of bills are moderately applied when the petitioner is supposedly acting in a bona fide manner. A bill must be in the larger public interest and not for motives of making pecuniary benefit or politically motivated or based on malified intent. Supreme Court's recent observations on Article 32 are, in Siddiqappan case, which I have already mentioned, the Supreme Court is made the protector and guarantor of fundamental rights, and Dr. Ambedkar rightly heralded it as the heart and soul of the Constitution. From the above cited facts, it can be understood that Article 32 stands for the equitable principle of natural justice. Furthermore, the writs allow public interest litigations to be recorded for the larger interest of the public. A people's constitution based on the principle of a welfare state must limit arbitrary use of power. The writs are one of the first essentials of constitutional democracy. So I conclude with this. I hope I have covered all the constitutional remedies under Article 32 and under Article 226, including the pills, describing with the landmark judgments. And I hope all the students have noted something or the other or whatever was possible. And I would like to take leave, and I'm thankful to you, and I will be present whenever it is feasible for me. If I can do something for the students, I'll be very much happy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Dearest students, we crossed 70, nearly 75 students have been listening to you, ma'am. The law aspirants, really, it was like most of the students, they when you pronounce many words, and they were recollecting, "Arey, ye to hum padhe the, ye to hua tha." It's very useful to them, actually. It is very useful to them, actually. As you said, yes, it is. It will be useful to them, particularly the students, those who are doing their LLB first year, second year, final year, and particularly these students also, this year also, those who join. अभी तो हम हमारे previous students को join नहीं किए. अगर होता तो 200 हो जाते थे. वो ध्यान में रखते हुए, just you address our fresh students, this batch only, but 71 to 75 students have been listening to you very, very carefully. And my request is to you, ma'am, is it possible to share the documents which you presented so that we can individually, we can send them in a group and all, they'll get the printout. That will be very kind of you, ma'am. That will be very much useful to them.
I will definitely, because the compilation is there of landmark judgments and all. So yes, I will definitely. Very
useful, ma'am. Very useful. Very useful. When you spoke to me and you said that, yes, it should be relevant to the students and all, and you selected the topic, it is extraordinary. Most of the students might have enjoying the words and explanations and examples which you have given, because they heard. because they are preparing for only law set. No options, चार में से कौन सा एक है टिक करने का है. But you have given the detailed stories behind it. It is like document for them, and they how to keep with them. So my humble request is, please, if possible,
I will share the notes.
please. Thank you so much, madam, for your valuable time. I know how much busy you will be. मेरे ख्याल से आपके आसपास में
I would
अभी
like
भी
to
आप
pass
10 लोग बैठे हुए होंगे आपके आसपास में फाइल लेकर, जहां तक मेरा ख्याल है.
No, I would like to pass a little message to all the students that my humble suggestion and request to you all is, you all try to decide and promise yourself that for the social cause, to guide the society in the real, real light, you please opt for this. See, I feel almost all the citizens of India should be legal graduates, but whoever wants to come to practice, you see that you come with some cause, not for the survival. So I hope I made a point, and a lot of duty is there on your shoulders, because you are the coming future. So you have a lot of duty to correct whatever errors are there. So I'll take leave with this. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. That's why to encourage students, we are not charging anything single NP. We have been giving free coaching, and last year 80 students they qualified, and this year our target is 100 students, and we love to eagerly. I will be awaiting you to invite once again before we conclude our TS LAWCET coaching for this academic year. Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. I will see you, please. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank
Please. You made it like a LAWCET classroom case. Everyone was pin drop silence. They may be noting down the points and all seriously. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, and dearest students, the man of evening, most honorable person, very active person. We invited him once, Professor Gaali Vinod Kumar sir, to celebrate our second anniversary in a Media Plus Auditorium. Kareem Irfan sir, माइक ऑन कीजिए, आप भी सुनिए जरा, 2 मिनट आप भी थे उस वक्त.
Yes,
तो आपको भी याद होना चाहिए, इसलिए आई एम रिमाइंडिंग यू. सो when he was giving speech, Gaali Vinod Kumar sir, one IFS officer for their Sheffield sir, the team secretary, after listening him carefully, then he said that, sir, मैं IFS क्यों बना सर? आप पहले अगर आते थे तो ये IFS, IAS पूरे बाजू में रख के मैं वकालत सीख लेता था. I would have become your student, last student. That is the magic of Professor Gaali Vinod Kumar. Once you listen to him, आपको कहां से किधर ले जाएंगे, पूरा इतिहास खोद के ले जाकर आदिकाल से लेकर आधुनिक काल तक. अभी क्या चल रहा है, कल क्या चल रहा था, 2000 साल पहले क्या था कानून, अब क्या है और हमें क्या करना चाहिए, क्या थे, क्या हैं, क्या होंगे अभी. आओ बैठकर सोचे समस्याएं से भी. बिफोर आई गिव इंट्रोडक्शन टू द चीफ गेस्ट ऑफ दिस इवनिंग, Gaali Vinod Kumar sir, we have our one of the board of directors with us. He's flying today evening. He's having a flight to Kuwait. Dr. Kareem Irfan sir, I request him to bless our TS LAWCET Academy Batch 2024. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Honorable Vinod Gaali sir and respected Sofia madam and dignitaries and my dear friends and students. I'm extremely delighted to listen experienced Supreme Court lawyers and advise, and so depth knowledge she got and so nicely she explained to youngsters and ambitious law students. So this is an example to all that if you work hard and you will be next in row to achieve this kind of post, provided your sincerity and hard work is required. And coming back to today's program, and Vinod Sahib is another excellent speaker, experienced person. I had chance to spend few days with him in Kuwait, and I saw him. I noticed that he is a man of principle and he's a knowledgeable person, and he always tried to uplift the Indians and students and ready to guide them anytime. And he got the tremendous knowledge, and he's a very popular person and very known person in Osmania University and Dean, Faculty of Law. And today's program basically to support and guide our LAWCET students, to guide them what big personalities we have in the field of law. And it's only your beginning of life, and if you work hard, you can achieve this kind of post. Another thing is, CS academies always promote and guide the Indian students, regardless of the caste, regardless of the any differences, and in a very secular way, we want to run this program, because in my opinion, I always tell, in the education field, there should not be any consideration of caste or nationality or any other thing. If anybody wants to listen and benefit from our lectures, our doors are open. This is our continuous skills, and this is our continuous program, mainly to uplift and guide the LAWCET exams students who are preparing, and they can benefit from experienced speakers and their views. I wish all the best for the students, for the LAWCET students who are preparing, and wishing them all the best and for good future. Advice, a small advice, to work hard, and work hard. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Even though you are having a tight schedule, you are planning to fly after 1 hour, I think, is going back to Kuwait. And luckily we got him at Hyderabad. So his 2 minutes are more than enough to us, because these are the people who thought first, okay, we'll do something for the society. They may be having a lot of, the wealth and what it may be, but only few people, they think that, no, we will have to do something for the society and particularly youth. So luckily we got Sayeeduddin sir. Today he's with us, and Kareem Irfan sir, and the other board of directors, Abu Bakr sir, and Abdul Khadir sir, Afsar Fahim sir, those who are joining from different countries. Of course, their cameras are off, but they are listening very carefully, and most of the participants are from Middle East and other countries. On behalf of Civil Services Academy, particularly CSA LAWCET Academy, we are very, very happy to invite you to attend our today's program, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, and dearest CSA LAWCET students, let's welcome the most powerful personality of the evening, Professor Dr.Gaali Vinod Kumar sir, Dean Faculty of Law, Osmania and Telangana University. Of course, he says that because sir wanted to give his full time in politics. If you listen his speeches, you really will become fan of him. So I don't want to say him farmer, dean and all, because as per his personality, gesture and the position, always I say him the dean only. We have Suresh Reddy sir. Suresh Reddy, Speaker Suresh Reddy sir. He's my friend actually. So his photograph is here with me. So many speakers are coming and going. But when we talk about a speaker, only Suresh Reddy Suresh Reddy sir will come. It's permanent, because he made that post in that way. He designed himself that post in that way. Suresh Reddy, Speaker Suresh Reddy, Speaker Suresh Reddy. And the same way, when we talk about Gaali Vinod Kumar sir, we'll say Dean. But that's all, whether he's there or not, where he's working. He went to Andhra, he went to Delhi or Bombay, सब छोड़ दीजिए. बस Dean के साथ इनका नाम जुड़ा हुआ रहता है. A brief introduction, because see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages are there. If I read about him, 5 pages, we don't have time. We have to listen the topic from him. So I briefly, I read out something because it is my minimum duty to introduce him in proper way. Professor Dr. Gali Vinod Kumar, sir, Dean, Faculty of Law, it's a former, but I am saying Dean, Faculty of Law, Osmania and Telangana University. He is an international renowned speaker and author of various books and articles published at global, international, and national, state level under his guideship. High Court Justice like Justice G. Chandraya Garu, Justice Venkateshwar Reddy Garu, and the renewed scholars from various countries from the globe done PhD work, including Indian scholars. He visited US, UK, Canada, Singapore, Malaysia, South Africa, Nepal, Bhutan, and recently, as said, he visited Kuwait also. Just now, Irfan sir was talking about it. And delivered lectures in various universities at the global level and published research articles. He is a member in various academic and research bodies across the globe. He is the first ever law student merit festival conducted by Office of the Dean, Faculty of Law, Osmania University from 3rd February 23 to 31st March 23. First ever Dean Award introduced in the Department of Law, Osmania University on 12th January 2022 under leadership of Dean Faculty of Law, Osmania University, Professor Gali Vinod Kumar sir. He introduced the best Dean of law faculty, law colleges, and many things he introduced. That is the creativity of जाकर कहीं भी पूछे आप, even LLM में भी criminology एक course नया आया है, तो that is the creation of only Gali Vinod Kumar sir. Because I know many principals, those who are working different law colleges, कुछ नई चीज अगर आ रही है तो सिर्फ इन्हीं के दिमाग से हो सकती है, ये इतना याद रख लीजिए. After LLB, if you are going to criminology in law, just remember, because of this gentleman only you got that new courts according to the new standards. He, Sir Antonio Letters, UN Secretary General, wrote forward for his book North-South Imbalance Global Arena 2020, Andhra Law Times, Hyderabad, first ever national law exhibition conducted by him as a principal at PG College of Law, Bashir Bagh, OU, first time in India from May 1st to 3rd, 27. Under his principalship, PG College of Law got top 15 ranks in India according to academic survey conducted by Outlook magazine 12 to 17. First time in the history of OU under his principalship, established of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, father of Indian Constitution, statue front of PG sale. अगर आप जाकर देखें PG College of Law, you will find a statue, beautiful statue, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. That brass, I think something different it is. So because of him only, just when you see his this thing, the picture statue, you'll remember him. Under his guidance, it happened there. As a chairman board of studies, he introduced several academic reforms in the Department of Law, Osmania University, particularly mandatory internships for 3 YDC and 5 YDC students from first year onwards. This is a new thing, very useful to you, introduced by Dr. Gali Vinod Kumar sir. As a head Department of Law, he introduced 3 PG diploma courses like modern corporate law, insolvency and bankruptcy, and applied human rights, and also introduced 2 new LLM regular courses on criminology and criminal justice system and human rights and law social justice. भाइयों, अब ये 5-6 पेज का है कहानी सर की, हम नहीं पढ़ सकते. बस ये आज हमारी किस्मत है कि विनोद सर बिजी रहने के बावजूद भी हमारी जो मोहब्बत है, हमारे और उनके बीच में, because sir is also from Warangal. I am also from Warangal. Because of that attachment and love and affection, sir is giving his valuable time to us. We are really, sir, we are not controlling actually. That's why I burst out. Extremely sorry for that, disclosing our personal relations. Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear CSA law students, nearly 70 to 75 students are listening this program. Now it is my privilege to welcome Professor Dr. Gali Vinod Kumar sir, former Dean, Faculty of Law, Osmania and Telangana Universities. The topic given to him is Ambedkar and concept of state socialism in present scenario. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Very nice introduction about me. So you exaggerated so the length of the my brief in the brief story. You made it a very nice presentation about me. I thank the participants, our guests from the different parts of the world, and good evening the students of CSA
LAWCET Academy.
LAWCET Academy. So it is my immense pleasure uh, to talk about the concept of the state socialism and Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. So on the occasion of historical occasion of 133 birth anniversary of Dr. Ambedkar. So why we had to talk about Dr. Ambedkar? Why is the always the whole world is discussing about the Ambedkar now? Why? Because his birthday celebrating throughout of the world. His birthday celebrating as a International Knowledge Day. So UN body is celebrating his birthday as a International Knowledge Day. The knowledge is more powerful than the weapon. Now the highest, richest personality in the world is Elon Musk. Elon Musk is having knowledge, not the degrees. Not the degrees. If you read out his life history, you can find out that the knowledge is more powerful. Is more powerful than Biden, is more powerful than the whole leaders in the world because he is possessing the knowledge. So that is the reason why Ambedkar is a great world intellectual. He has become because of this knowledge. If anybody possesses the knowledge, definitely they will become very rich and rich, fame and name at the level of the globally, locally, and the national level. So that is the reason why. So knowledge is the only source of to empower the individuals and empower the society. So knowledge will comes through the education. So Ambedkar's slogan is educate, organize, and agitate. So this is a very important democratic slogan given by Ambedkar to educate first. So educate means not only getting the degrees. Education means not only getting employment. Education means not only getting the opportunities, but education, the essence of education is to emancipation of individuals and also emancipation of the society. That is the essence of the education. So Ambedkar done his life. He sacrificed his life to emancipate the society, to emancipate himself. So that is the reason why he got 50 degrees. He has done hard work. Already Kareem Irfan have told about that, hard work is the only weapon to do wonders in the world. So if you do hard work, nobody will stop in the legal education system. If you do hard work, definitely you will achieve as why, my friends, so you do hard work, you can possess the knowledge, then only the world will recognize, the society will recognize, your family will recognize. The madam as Sophia madam has become lawyer Supreme Court. You will also become Supreme Court lawyers. My student made as Supreme Court judges also, High Court lawyers also, Supreme Court lawyers also. So even US, they are working in the US, in Canada, in Australia, so on and so forth. Throughout of the world, my students are working and doing hard work and getting name and fame and getting apex positions in the world. So if you do hard work, you will also get all these, wonders of.
Yes, Mohammad Rehan. Sorry, sir. Mohammad Rehan.
Sorry.
Yes, sorry, sir. Yes. Sir, your mic is off, sir. Your mic is off.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
before telling the concept of the Ambedkar, I want to tell about the legal education, importance of the legal education system.
Right. Okay.
So the importance of the legal education system is, I'm telling that, once again, I will, explain about the Elon Musk. Elon Musk, why I'm telling us always are talking about it, because Elon Musk now is, doing the wonders with the artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is playing it is changing the entire systems of the, global. So it has artificial intelligence playing to transform the entire societies, entire knowledge. It is nothing but artificial intelligence. Now we are living with in the era of the artificial intelligence. That also very important for law. Law is now becoming basing on the artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence now it has becoming a very very important in our life, because we are always using the internet. So internet now playing the global economy. Internet is playing the global business. Internet is playing the global knowledge. Internet is playing the unlimited opportunities. If you really properly, you can use the internet facility through artificial intelligence. So that coding and decoding, cryptocurrency, and you take any knowledge, nanotechnology or crypto technology, whatever the technologies are now emerging, there is a need of law. You can practice regarding any issue. Either it may be crypto technology, or it may be nanotechnology, or it may be space technology, or it may be whatever the lawyers are the masters in all subjects. You should get knowledge, because lawyers don't have in a single subject. Lawyers can argue whatever the case, not only in India, elsewhere in the world. If you believe or not, the Indian legal market is only 2%. Only 2%. American global market is 38%. 32% in Britain. 28% in China. But our market is only 2%. There is a need of lakhs of the skilled lawyers. Lakhs of the skilled lawyers are required for the India. Now India has become a global economy. Now we are in 5th position. In coming days, will get third position in 2047. Maybe we are expecting globally economically first country. If India will become a global economical first country, definitely the lawyers is the only the persons who will get much more money, unlimited money. Now in the Supreme Court for appearance itself, they are taking 5 lakhs for appearance itself, not for arguments. For arguments, 50 lakhs to 1 crore. So that huge money you are going to get. If you go to US, if you go to Britain, America, any country, developed country, the highest taxpayer is lawyer, advocate. Why? Because he's getting unlimited money. Now India is a growing country, developing country. Now there is a lot of opportunities are there in India also, as a legal officer, in the private sector, in the government sector, in judicial sector, even all corporate sector, in health sector, in every private banks, every field, even schools also, private schools, private colleges also, there is a need of a lawyer, a legal advisor. So that is the reason why there is a plenty of opportunities are there for lawyers. No need of unemployment. There is no need for skilled unemployment for skilled lawyers. If you possess the knowledge, if you do hard work, you will make wonders. You can't believe your parents, for example, your parents are, laborers or some work, a little bit work they are doing, they will be wonder if you will become a high court judge or Supreme Court judge or judicial judge of magistrate at the mandal level, or, even lawyer. If you become a good lawyer also, you will earn lot of money, and even you can protect the rights of the citizens. Even you can protect the, states' rights, citizens' rights, so on and so forth. The unlimited duties are there for lawyer. So that is the reason why do hard work and get a lot of opportunities, and give good.
Sir. Yeah,
Uh,
unmuted.
yeah. Because of I'm using my phone, my computer, I have gifted my last student, a poor last student, I gifted my laptop. So that is the reason why I'm using only the phone. The phones, the calls are coming. So that so now we will coming to the
Ambedkar
our
and
topic.
concept of state socialism. Yes.
Yeah, state socialism in the contemporary society. Now the constitution was, the evolution of the constitution started from the 1630 onwards to 1947. So mainly we will see if you 1919 Act and 1935 Act and 1947 Act. These three important acts are there in the constitution. So 1947 is the ultimate final one. But before that, there is a 1919 Act is very important, and 1935 Act is very important. Even 1947 Act also very important. So, what is the importance of these three acts? It is nothing but evolution of the constitution by amending all articles, adding and deleting articles. Finally, 1935 Act also is known as a mini constitution. Then the Constituent Assembly was started in the 1946. The elections were held in the 1946. The Constituent for the Constituent Assembly and to make the Constitution. Ambedkar was defeated. Ambedkar was defeated by his own attender in the elections. A world intellectual like Ambedkar defeated in the elections. Why? Because all, even at that time also, 1946 also, the money is playing the important role in the politics. So that is the reason why he, as a member of Constituent Assembly, he was defeated. Then the people of Bengal, now they are in Bangladesh. The people of Bengal invited him to contest from the Bengal itself. Some, how it is there in the Bangladesh. Kulna is the one place is there. The Jogendranath Mandal has invited Ambedkar to, once again, Muslims, all the Muslims and Dalits are, he invited him. Because of the Muslim support, he won the elections. Because of the Muslims. Muslims are very, 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 friendly to Dalits. If you take the historical evolution of the constitution, Muslims are played very important role, even in the freedom struggle, even in the Telangana movement, even in the, making of the constitution and supporting Ambedkar regarding the minority rights, regarding the Dalit rights, regarding all the rights of the, citizens of this country. Muslims are played very, very, very important role. So that you must able to understand, because so many majority religious people are, blaming that Muslims are not playing anything. But if you see the freedom struggle movement, if you see the Telangana movement, if you see any movement in India happened because of the Muslims. If there is no role of the Muslims, the India won't get any independence. So if there is no support from the Muslims, Ambedkar won't become a member in the Constituent Assembly. He won't become the, father of Indian Constitution or drafting committee chairman. So that is the reason why, if you see the Muslims, I am very friendly to the Muslim communities, because of the Muslims are deprived by the majority. So that the being a Dalit professor, I always, supports an Ambedkarite. I will support the Muslim, because of the Muslim are deprived because of the, majority communities. So that is the reason why, my friends, if you see Ambedkar, when he's become the Constituent Assembly member, he has become, 22 committees are framed. Out of 22 committees, drafting committee is one of the committee, is the chairman for drafting committee. Because of this ability, his knowledge, he studied 56 countries' constitutions. He adopted the best of the best from different countries like, America, fundamental rights, directive principle of state policy from Ireland. So on and so forth, the fundamental duty for Germany. So Dr. Ambedkar, studied several constitutions and adopted the best of the best principles in the constitution. That is the reason why the constitution has become the world famous, world, the very democratic values, principles are there in the constitution like liberty, equality, fraternity, and justice. So these are the principles, adopted in the constitution not because of the, the French Revolution, American Revolution, because of the Lord Buddha, the Guru, first Guru of the Ambedkar. He has taken the four noble principles or noble, democratic principles like liberty, equality, fraternity, and justice. You can find out these principles in the preamble. So preamble is one of the cornerstone of the Constitution. This Constitution clearly says about the right to equality, right to development, right to freedom, right to religious freedom, right to educational rights and cultural rights, so on and so forth. So this, Ambedkar has a visionary to do better constitution to make India into a better nation. The unfortunate thing is that, all Ambedkar thoughts are not included in the constitution, including the state socialism. The state socialism is one of the best concept rather than the Naxalite socialism, even communist socialism, even CPI, CPM, all the parties, those who are communist parties, their socialism is not state socialism. Their socialism is only dictator socialism. So dictator socialism is different from the democratic socialism. So dictator in the sense of weapon. The Naxalism always believes that, with the weapons only they can break the state and make their own ruling. So that is the concept of their own socialism, to make equality with the class struggle. Class struggle in the sense, the class, rich class and poor class. According to socialist or communist principles, there is the two classes are there. One is rich class, one is poor class. So they won't believe religion differences, they won't believe caste differences, they won't believe regional differences, they won't believe other differences, they believe morely about the rich and poor class. So that is the concept of the socialistic approach of the communist parties with the dictatorship. But Ambedkar's democratic approach of the state socialism is quite different. If you see this concept of the state socialism is nothing but the state can promote the classless society. The state can promote the casteless society. The state can promote religious neutral society. The state can promote the equality in all aspects. That is the essence of the state socialism. So the state socialism promotes cooperative agriculture system. The state socialism promotes nationalization of the lands, nationalization of the industries, nationalization of the agriculture system, nationalization of the insurance system, and free insurance must be given for every citizen of this country. And insurance must be controlled by the government, not by the private sector. So health must be controlled by the government. Education must be controlled by the government. And the lands must be under control by the government. The industries must be under control by the government. The employment guarantee is under control by the government. There is no concept of the corporate theory in the state socialism. State itself, in the sense government itself, to promote the basic needs, to fulfill the basic needs, and to introduce the standard education, standard health, even standard agriculture system, technological agriculture system, technological industries, technological sciences must be under control by the state itself, and do this with this technology. We can collectively promote the agriculture system. We can collectively do industrial systems, promote industrial systems. There is no private owner. There is no private owner for industries. There is no private owner for land. There is no private owner for any resources in India. The state government itself is the owner. The government can distribute all the fruits of the natural resources, and also agriculture fruits, technological fruits like industrial revolution, even communication revolution, even nanotechnology revolution and crypto technology revolution, so on and so forth. Whatever the revolutions are coming, so the fruits must be reached to every common man, to unreached people. All the government fruits or the benefits must be reached to the unreached people. Every citizen of this country must be benefited through the concept of the state socialism. So no private sector. If you see, the private sector always thinks about their benefits. Even LKG student is now paying lakhs of the rupees. There is no need of paying of lakhs of the rupees for LKG students if the government can control it. So if you go to America, America is a capitalistic country. Even the education system is free for everybody. Even the American president is children can study in the government schools. Why not in India? Why there is a hierarchy in education system? Why corporate schools, international schools, global schools, and government schools, municipal schools, and Dalit street schools, minority schools, scheduled BC schools, this and that? Why there is a hierarchy? If you segregate this hierarchy, definitely the society will become very segregative and imbalances. So the education, if imbalances happens in the education system, if you collapse the education system, the entire nation, the states can collapse. So that is the power of the education system. If you completely hand over this education system to the corporate sector will collapse the entire education values. They always think about they will sell MBBS seats, they will sell engineering seats, they will sell whatever the technological benefits now we are getting, they will sell it and get money. But if the government can control with the cheapest of the cheap rates, you will get education. With the cheapest of the cheap, you will get better health, and also industries, industrial revolution, when technological revolution, so on and so forth. The government can control. Even insurance also now privatized. Ambedkar don't wanted insurance to privatized. Insurance must be nationalization of insurance. Every citizen of this country, including the crops, agriculture crops, animals, human beings, everybody should get insurance as proposed by Ambedkar. As per Ambedkar, state socialism, 50% reservations must be given to the women, because women's population is 50%. She is suppressed and depressed, rather than even SC, STs, scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, even OBCs, even minorities. The suppressed class is women only. The woman is suppressing by all religions. The woman is suppressing and depressing by the parents, by the husband, by the so-called male domination in the family. The family, till in all religions, the male will dominate. No woman will dominate in the family. Why? Because there is no equality in the family. Ambedkar proposed equality in the family. Ambedkar proposed for the succession rights, equal rights with the men, equal divorce rights, equal marriage rights, equal property possessing rights, succession rights, even adoption rights, so on and so forth. Ambedkar is a visionary. He promoted 50% reservations for women in the name of the state socialism. Ambedkar proposed 50% reservations for OBC communities, because OBC communities their population is more than 52%. So they are not at all getting their benefits as per their population. So that is the reason why there is a lot of fighting about OBC communities regarding their political reservations, educational reservations, and employment reservations. Still, they are getting only 27% of reservations. But Ambedkar proposed in the 1950 itself 50% for women, 50% for OBC communities. Even minority communities already, he proposed 12% at that time itself. He proposed for 15% for the scheduled caste. He proposed 7.5% for the scheduled tribe. So Ambedkar's state socialism is nothing but the promoting the egalitarian society basing on the liberty. What do you mean by the liberty? Liberty is nothing but only I am having the liberty. So liberty associations also, APCLC, Civil Liberties Society, so on and so forth. So many organizations, minority rights, Dalit rights, women rights, all this comes under the liberty itself. But what do you mean by the exactly liberty? Liberty is nothing but, as per the Ambedkar's perspective, liberation of individuals from all bondages. From all bondages, you should liberate yourself. That is called as a liberty. So whether it is a bondage of the caste, creed, race, religion, gender, ethnicity, group, and so on and so forth, but you must be liberated. Then only the concept of the liberation will, fulfill. Even Ambedkar proposed psychological liberation also, not only physical liberation, mental liberation, psychological liberation also very much required. Right to choice, right to life, and right to personal liberty. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by the personal liberty under Article 21 of the Indian Constitution, right to life and personal liberty? Liberty is nothing but liberation of yourself and protection of your life. So that is the essence of the Ambedkar's concept of the liberty. But till the date, there is no liberty for us. There is no liberty for minority communities. There is no liberty for depressed communities. There is no liberty for women. There is no liberty for so on and so forth, because of the rulers don't wanted liberation of the society. They wanted always the status quo society, like the upper caste always upper caste, the rich always become very rich, the poor always become very poor. So that is the reason why Ambedkar don't wanted this type of inequalities. He wanted to liberate entire the society. If you see Ambedkar's posture, he will put a constitution one side and he will caution other side with a finger, that he says that if anybody violates the fundamental rights, if anybody violates the directive principle of state policy, if anybody violates the constitutional basic fundamental rights guaranteed in the constitution, question them whether they are police, whether they are politicians, or whether they are executive, whether they are judiciary, whether they are media, or who are they, mafia, anybody, you can question them if they violate your rights. So that is the Ambedkar spirit of equality. So liberty is nothing but Ambedkar is a great the personality who wanted to promote liberty as a liberation theory. Then come to the other important aspect is the equality. What do you mean by the equality? Sitting men and women besides and wearing the pant shades with the same by men and women is not equality. Equality in the sense giving equal dignity, equal treatment, equal opportunities. So equal dignity, equal treatment, and equal opportunities. Then only the equality will, the concept of the equality will fulfill. Otherwise, no. Just wearing the dresses with the men, with the women, that is not the equality. So equality includes equal protections of law. Equality includes equal dignity of law. Equality includes equal opportunities. If you see in India, the woman workforce is only 12%. In America, 62%. America is developed because of the women workforce. Japan is developed because of the women workforce. All the developed countries are giving much more priority for women. But in India, where is the position of women? only 12%. Their population is 50%, but their ratio is 12%. Very less opportunities are women is getting, including in the politics, including in leadership, in different departments. So that is the reason why Ambedkar wanted even women should be liberated from the all bondages to get equality. So equality is one of the basic fundamental democratic principle of Ambedkar. Then come to the liberty, equality, fraternity. Fraternity is nothing but promoting brotherhoodness and sisterhoodness among the citizen of the country, because we divided with the caste, creed, race, religion, gender, ethnicity, majority, minority, so on and so forth. Ambedkar don't wanted that. Ambedkar wanted the fraternity, making brotherhoodness and sisterhoodness to becoming a strong nation, to becoming a nation with integrity, a nation with the strong relations, a nation with the strong human resources, a nation will becoming very strong with the integrity. Definitely that nation will become very strong. So if the nation will become very strong, definitely the progress will become very, very progressive, and the country will develop. So if you take China, China is a dictator country, but even though, why China is more developed than India? Why China market is there in the whole world? Why China now wanted to become a first position? Now it is in third position. First position in business, China is wanted market in the market economy, world #1 economy. Why? Because there is a unity among the citizens. They promoted fraternity and integrity to their nation. So that is the reason why even the dictator country is following the democratic principles like fraternity. But our country is democratic country, but we are not at all following fraternity. We are always treating that Dalits are untouchables. We are always treating that minorities are secondary grade citizens. We are always thinking that women is lower than men. We are always thinking that no, there is a lot of disparities among the civil society. But Ambedkar wanted through the Constitution on the November 26, 1949, while dedicating this Constitution to the nation, he said that we are entering in two societies. One is, as per Constitution, we are equal. Right to equality, right to freedoms, right to religion, right to constitutional remedy, right to, already Madam said about that, right to from the exploitation, right from the educational rights and cultural rights, so on and so forth, in the fundamental rights, and directive principle of state policy, equal pay for equal work, and equal treatment of men and women. There is no discrimination. Even the entire Indian property must be distributed like that. There is a lot of principles are there in the Constitution, but they are not at all implemented. That is the reason why Ambedkar said that as per Constitution we are equal, but as per society we are unequal. If until unless the balance between the Constitution as promoting the equality, but the society is promoting inequality, how can pacify the contradiction between the Constitution and the civil society? Until unless the inequalities are not subside, then there is civil war will come. There is a unrest will come. So that is the reason why Naxalism, factionism, and terrorism, so on and so forth, all our problems are coming because of this unrest. The unrest is coming because of the rulers are not at all fulfilling the dreams of the constitutional frames. The rulers are not, they are not bothering about the constitutional fundamental principles of liberty, equality, fraternity, and justice, and also for fundamental rights and directive principles of state policy. They're never caring. They're caring about the one nation theory. It is against of the Constitution. They are caring about the one exam, one NEET, one ration card, one religion, so on and so forth. It's one nation concept, one election concept is nothing but promoting the dictatorship. So Constitution itself, our Constitution itself never accepts the dictatorship. It is a democratic country. India is a welfare country, welfare state, democratic state, not the dictator state. So Modi ji and the government of India is promoting gradually, even making a through the one GST, one nation theory, one election theory, and one exam, one NEET, one CLOT, so on and so forth. All the exams are conducting by one. These are all against of the Constitution basic fundamental principles, that is plurality. So we in India, 560 princely states joined into union. These princely, at that time, they demanded that if we will merge into union government, but our rights must be protected. The states' rights must be protected.
Sir,
Whatever the
actually, sir, just
Yeah.
now, I think today's news it is in Nagaland, elections are going on. 4 lakhs people, they did not vote. They did not go to polling station and all, just to show how unhappy they are. That is the weapon they are using actually. The
Yes.
powerful, because of this rights only, it is happening.
Yeah.
This latest news. Latest news.
Yes.
Nagaland, 4 lakhs, they did not go to, we don't want this type of things,
Yes.
which
Why?
are
Because
not,
actually, the government of India promised at the time of the 1950.
yes,
They promised that we will protect all the states, their culture, and
yes,
we will protect their plurality. We will protect even their tribes. If Nagas or tribes are there, their lifestyle is different.
right.
Their the entire even constitution guaranteed sixth schedule for them. They protected different constitutional provisions, but they are not at all implementing. There is a need
That's
of
why they taught a lesson strong. Voting.
yes,
4
because they
lakhs.
wanted. Yes, sir. They wanted a separate state. Since long back, they are
Yes.
fighting, but
Right.
not at all giving. Even if you see Uttar Pradesh, how many? What is the population of Uttar Pradesh? Uttar Pradesh population is nearly 25 crores. It is not divided, but Andhra Pradesh population is 10 crores. Andhra Pradesh divided, but UP is not divided. So, but Ambedkar wanted to divide state with a 2 crores population, one state. 2 crores population is one state. So means now 150 crores population yearly. So how many states are needed? So 150 crores means nearly 70 change. The India must be needed 70 change states. Now we have only 29 states, even 28 only. 28 only. Jammu Kashmir state is also repealed. So that is the reason why there is a need more states, 50 more states. 50 more states are required for the nation. Because if you see American population is 25 crores. How many states are there in America? 50 states are there.
Oh.
Only 25 crores of the peoples are divided into 50 states because all the states are developed. Why? Because of the division of the powers. Because of the division of the powers, they make their own policies, they make their own laws, they make their own systems for betterment of their own people. So America is progress because of the division of the powers. But in India, the gradually it has becoming the dictatorship. No, rather than the democratic principles. Decentralization. Actually, our concept is decentralization of the powers. But gradually centralizing powers. All the powers are centralizing now in the name of one nation theory. So if we centralize the powers in the one man, it will become a dictatorship. One man show is not at all accepted by the Constituent Assembly. So that is the reason why 542 parliament elections are there. Why? Because all the peoples in the nook and corner, their aspirations are different. Nagaland situation is different. Manipur situation is different. Assam situation is different. Andhra Pradesh situation is different. Telangana is different. UP is different. So there is a lot of differences between the people, their culture, their language, so on and so forth. How can you become a one nation without protecting their interest? So that is the reason why one nation theory is anti-constitutional, anti-base Ambedkar thought. So Ambedkar always stated about the culture, plurality of the nation, and respecting the states, decentralization of the power, comprehensive development of the nation, and the people's rights must be protected, and every citizen of this country must be equally treated, equally, equal opportunities will be given, so on and so forth. Ambedkar's, thoughts are there, very little bit thoughts are there in Indian Constitution, but the concept of the state socialism was not adopted till the date. Even Hindu Code Bill is not adopted to liberate Hindu women or Indian women. Ambedkar proposed 50% reservations for Hindu women or Indian women to liberate women as a workforce, to get equal opportunities, to get equal rights. But unfortunate thing is that Hindu Code Bill was not passed by the parliament. It is opposed by the Nehru government. That means the Nehru government don't wanted liberation of women. So the Nehru government don't want to liberation of the OBC communities, 52% of the OBC communities. Ambedkar resigned as a law minister because of these two reasons. One is not introduction of the state socialism concepts. The other one is the introduction of the Hindu Code Bill for women liberation and OBC reservation 50% for OBC communities. Even Ambedkar always protected the minority rights in the Article 25 and 26. Ambedkar's vision is quite different. Ambedkar state socialism is completely liberation of the Indian society and making every citizen as a global citizen. Every citizen should get an opportunity at the global level. So that is the vision of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. So Ambedkar's state socialism, completely liberation of the Indian society, even it is more than the China communism. China communism is depend upon the market socialism. But Ambedkar don't wanted market socialism. Ambedkar wanted state socialism, is nothing but government socialism. So government should promote equality, classless society, casteless society, or unequal society to promote equal society. That is the essence of the Ambedkar's, vision of the state socialism. Thank you. I have taken a lot of time. So thank you very much for all.
No. It was our really, you have taken us. That's why when people will listen to you in physical meeting, I have given example of Shafullah Sahab. He said that instead of becoming IAS officer, I would I love to become last student of Ali Vinod Kumar sir. Publicly said in front of thousands of people. That is the magic you have, sir. And so unfortunately, it is we are not conducting physical. And in the third anniversary, surely we invite you. We love to listen to you, sir. It is our really privilege. And even though you have attended recently 2-3 meetings, again you have taken some time. You addressed our students, nearly 70-75 students, directly, indirectly, worldwide. They are listening to you. They listen very carefully to you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your valuable time.
Thank you, one and all. Good night.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Mrs. Nasreen Begum. Mrs. Nasreen Begum, CSA LAWCET Senior Wing Student for Dua. Nasreen Begum. कैमरा एडजस्ट कीजिए पहले आप, कोई जल्दी नहीं है, कैमरा पहले एडजस्ट कीजिए आप, प्रोग्राम रिकॉर्डिंग हो रहा है, थोड़ा नजदीक आइए आप। ऐसा दिख रहा है एवरेस्ट पे बैठ के दुआ पढ़ रहे हैं क्या, बोले ऐसा डायरेक्ट ऊपर वाले से, थोड़ा नजदीक आइए आप।
नहीं सर।
हाँ ओके, चलो प्लीज स्टार्ट।
अस्सलाम वालेकुम रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू।
वालेकुम सलाम। वेरी गुड इवनिंग टू यू नसरीन। चलो।
रब्बना आतीना फिद दुनिया हसनतम व फिल आखिरति हसनतम व क़िना अज़ाबन्नार। इहदिना सिरातल मुस्तक़ीम, इहदिना सिरातल मुस्तक़ीम, इहदिना सिरातल मुस्तक़ीम। आय अल्लाह, हमने जो दुआ के लिए हाथ उठाए हैं इन लोगों के लिए हैं जो कि आज के इस प्रोग्राम में हमारे खुसूसी मेहमान की हैसियत से शामिल हुए हैं। جو کہ پروفیسر ڈاکٹر غالی ونود کمار سر، محترمہ ڈاکٹر صوفیہ بیگم صاحبہ جو کہ سپریم کورٹ کے وکیل ہے، جناب سعید الدین صاحب بھی اس خصوصی پروگرام میں جو کہ امبیڈکر جینتی کے نام سے رکھا گیا ہے، اس پروگرام میں جدہ سے شرکت کرے ہیں۔ اللہ تعالیٰ انہیں صحت و عافیت دے، اور جناب کریم عرفان صاحب جو اس پروگرام میں شرکت کرے ہیں کویت سے، اللہ انہیں بھی جزائے خیر عطا فرمائے۔ اور ہمارے ڈائریکٹر جناب بشیر احمد صاحب ہے جو کہ یہ پروگرام کنڈکٹ کرے ہیں، اللہ تعالیٰ ان سب کے عمر میں ترقی دے اور انہیں اور کامیابی دے، تاکہ ایسے فلاح کے کام کرے اور قوم کی ترقی کے لیے کام کرے، خاص کر ایسے ضرورت مند لوگ جو کہ اپنی زندگیوں میں وکالت پڑھ کر اپنی زندگیوں میں وکیل بن کر آگے پڑھنا چاہ رہے ہیں، ان کو کامیابی دے، اور اس میں مذہب کو بھولتے ہوئے جہاں انسانیت اور رواداری کی بات ہے، وہاں انسانیت کو بچانے کے لیے اور ان کو انصاف دلانے کے لیے جو اشخاص بھی اس پیشے یا پورے ادارے کو چلا رہے ہیں، اس ادارے کو چلانے کے لیے رات دن کوشش کر رہے ہیں، خاص کر اللہ انہیں اس کا پورا اجر دے۔ اور آج کا پروگرام بہت اچھا رہا اور بہت ہی کامیاب رہا، اور خاص کر سول سروس لا پروفیشن کو لے کر بچوں کو آگے بڑھانے کے لیے اس اکیڈمی کے پریزیڈنٹ جناب سعید الدین صاحب جو فکر مندی کا جذبہ رکھتے ہیں، اللہ ان کے اس جذبے کو قائم رکھے، اور جناب سعید الدین صاحب کی اس فکر مندی کا احترام کرتے ہوئے، رات دن محنت کرتے ہوئے، الگ الگ فیکلٹیز کو رکھتے ہوئے، الگ الگ سبجیکٹ کے ایکسپرٹ کو رکھتے ہوئے، تاکہ تمام اسٹوڈنٹ ایزیلی سمجھ سکے، اس بات کا خیال کرتے ہوئے جو کافی ڈسپلین کے ساتھ روزانہ کی کلاس کو کنڈکٹ کر رہے ہیں، وہ ہمارے ڈائریکٹر سر مسٹر بشیر احمد صاحب ہے۔ اللہ ان کو بھی صحت و تندرستی دے، اور جس طرح کا جذبہ ان کے اندر ہے، اللہ اسے بھی برقرار رکھے۔ اور خاص کر ہمارے آج کے خصوصی مہمان ریسپیکٹڈ ڈاکٹر غالی ونود کمار سر، آج کل ہمارے سماج میں ہونے والی ایک نئی باتیں ہمارے سامنے پیش کیے ہیں۔ ضروری تھا ہمارے لیے بھی ان تمام معلومات کا حاصل کرنا، اور ڈاکٹر محترمہ صفیہ بیگم صاحبہ، انہوں نے بھی کانسٹیٹیوشن کے بارے میں جو بھی معلومات دیے ہیں، اللہ تعالیٰ ان تمام کو اس کا پورا اجر دے، آمین۔ اور ملک اور دنیا بھر میں جہاں بھی ناانصافی ہو رہی ہے، اللہ وہاں ہم تمام کو انصاف کے ساتھ آواز اٹھانے کی طاقت اور ہمت دے۔ اسی کے ساتھ میں اپنی دعا کا اختتام کرتی ہوں، وآخر دعوانا ان الحمد للہ رب العالمین۔
Very good. بہت اچھا تھا، ویری گڈ۔
تھینک یو سر، جزاک اللہ سر۔
Sir was not there, so but still, on behalf of Civil Services Academy, we prayed for the longest healthy life of Janab Mohammad Sayeeduddin Sahab, the founder president of CSA Civil Services Academy and LAWCET Academy. May Almighty, the Creator, give him more health, wealth, and longest active life. Okay, now I invite our senior wing student, Mrs. Samreen Begum, for vote of thanks. Samreen, please switch on your mic and camera and present. Vote of thanks. Yes, go ahead. पहले से बोल रहे, थोड़ा सेट कर लो प्रॉपरली, कैमरा प्रॉपरली सेट करो। अभी कर रहे हैं आप. चलो, okay, please start.
Hi, hello, Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and expected speakers of the day. Hope you are doing well. My name is Mohammad Samdeen Beg. I completed my BBA graduation and now I belongs to a senior in CSA LAWCET Academy 2024 batch. Firstly, thanks to the Nadia Begum for your beautiful pair, and I thanks to the Mrs. Nasreen Begum for
Slowly,
your
slowly,
dua.
slowly. Don't run. Slowly, slowly. भागो मत. Light नहीं जा रही है.
Okay.
आराम से. हाँ.
Okay. On this special occasion, CSA LAWCET Academy has conducted motivational singings for the students who are willing to pursue entire year in law field. Now, to the topic is about special webinar on Ambedkar and concepts state socialism and in present society, and also right to constitution remedies. I would like to thank today's speakers, Professor Dr. Gali Vinod Kumar Sir Garu. He is a former Dean Faculty of Law, Osmania and Telangana University. And also Dr.Sofia Begum Garu. She is a senior advocate, Supreme Court in India. Who gave us their precious time and valuable words. One can easily have a guideline for their career. Thank you so much, sir and ma'am, for behalf of the CSA LAWCET Academy, for a beautiful bunch of words. For beautiful bunch of words, the student is a very shortly, very important guideline for us. As you said, ma'am, we compulsorily pursue our career beautifully. I congratulate CSA LAWCET Academy. I thankful to Academy who had conducted this program, very important webinar to the student. Thank you, sir and madam, Professor Dr. Gali Vinod Kumar sir and Dr. Sofia Begum. I sincerely thanks to the students who are pursuing LLB in different colleges and those who are pursuing final year, second year, first year, and those who said recently passed CSA LAWCET free coaching from our academy. And I think this discussion shortly enhanced the knowledge of law professional. And last but not least, I sincerely thanks to the founder of CSA LAWCET Academy, Muhammad Sayeeduddin sir, who participated from Saudi Arabia. We are very thankful to you, sir. And also thanks to the Kareem Irfan Sahab sir, who are participated from Kuwait. The man behind this program is Director Basheer Ahmed sir. Thank you so much, sir, for giving us the opportunity to listen valuable discussion. I sincerely thanks my friends, students, those who are got free coaching from pursuing LLB in different colleges. Thanks and all. It is very important and powerful program. Hope after listening this shortly we get the success in our career life. Thanks once again, CSA LAWCET Academy. And thanks personally to the speakers of the day. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vinod Kumar sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Bye. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Good night.
Good night, sir.
सही सर, नेशनल एंथम सुनाई दे रहा आपको?
नहीं सुनाई दे रहा.
इसका कुछ करना है सर अपने को.
क्या होगा? चल रहा है
लेकिन उसमें नहीं आ रहा, कनेक्ट नहीं हो रहा. व्हाट इज द रीजन? आई डोंट नो एग्जैक्टली. Okay, students, Alhamdulillah, it was very good program. Thank you for your participant and made this program a memorable one. Or it was very good actually. Madam spoke very well and sir spoke excellent. And this is very good lesson for you. Hope you all enjoyed the program. Now you can leave the panel. See you tomorrow. Bye.